Hey, 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 everybody. Welcome to Making Connections. Happy Monday. Hope everybody's having an awesome day. I hope you had a great weekend and just excited to be alive, right? And so, guys, guess what? This is the fourth Monday, and our resident expert for the fourth Monday is the amazing James J.T. Thompson, who is co founder of Big Blue Radio, also known as Poet JT. He's got a book published now. He's just doing all kinds of good stuff. He's married, got children, doing his godly thing, doing prayers and in the community, just amazing stuff. So we always enjoy Fourth Monday because we get inspiration and motivation. And so, JT, how are you doing today?
It's a blessed Monday. Definitely glad to be back on the show. A healthy, hearty hello to you on a beautiful sunny day. And
Yes.
it's an inspirational Monday. And it's just a blessing to be in the numbers, you understand? And when you wake up and you understand what a true blessing that is to see another day and you have another opportunity to get it right, as I say, or, always room for improvement and just to be able to have an impact and inspire, and also an opportunity to work on oneself, as we always are trying things that are pleasing in God's eyes and all of that. So it's a blessing.
Amen. Every day, like you said, open our eyes, wake up above ground. Oh my gosh, what a blessed day. And it is opportunity. No matter what happened yesterday, even what happened this morning, we another a moment later, right? So we can continue to keep moving forward, keep pushing, keep knowing that there's greatness in us and there's greatness in the world. And I was talking to the guest on Saturday and I kept saying, don't take your gift to the grave. Whatever that is, your gift don't have to look like my gift or JT's gift, but don't take it to the grave with you. Share your gift because it's going to empower somebody. And I've always found that when I'm being helpful, or I call myself, I think I'm being helpful, it ends up I'm being helped in return. I'm reminded of how blessed I am. I'm reminded of how great God is. So, let's do it, right?
Yeah, it's amazing to think about. I had to shout out my man Bruce George, the creator of Deaf Poetry Jam and the Genius is Common movement. Everybody has that genius. It's on you to discover what your genius is. And once you discover it, yes, shout it to the world because it was individualized and destined just for you. So those things are very important. And so, it's another way that, you may not think that you can impact and inspire others, but in reality, we all are built different and built in a way to be able to have that skill set to do that. Now, some don't and may not discover it, but we always working towards bringing the absolute best out of each other. And so when we're in that mode, I encourage, man, that we all are skilled. We all are blessed with a skill set. It's just I encourage to find what is yours, what is your niche, what was you blessed with that gives you your identity, your personality, defines you. We all are defined as the difference. Meaning, Ali, you are the difference in any situation that you're in, any place that you're in, any environment that you're in. Your presence is the difference, and we all, if we can embrace that particular mindset, we're talking about impact that can be made around the world. And first, you must
Mm,
come to grips and understand what it is to know why you're the difference. Once you discover your why, then it's a whole world that is made, to where you hold the pen to being able to be the difference, not just in your life, but to be able to affect the life of others.
right. And I want to say something about that because a lot of times people will be like, they're like, well, no, I want to be humble. I don't want to, but it's not boasting or bragging. It's just I'm bragging on God and how He created me and what He has asked me to do. You know what I'm saying? It's not me all the time. Sometimes I don't even want to be doing what I'm doing, but because God, I feel that unction and function from God. I know that He's went and prepared a way for me, and I'm the difference because of the light that shines in me. So it's not boasting or bragging. So right when you discover that and when you admit I am the difference. I can make a difference. I am an agent of change. I am an encourager. I am, somebody who can speak into the atmosphere. Whatever your gift is, I'm somebody who can give somebody a basket and it blesses them because, I might have gotten 10 baskets and they sitting on a shelf, but this one basket that came from this particular person, I don't know. I always love it. It's something about the scent. It's something about the colors. It's whatever, you know what I'm saying? So we have to embrace that.
Beautiful, the way that you put that, because it is the truth to that is when you discover, when you are walking in your purpose.
Uh-oh, we lost JT for a second. Oh, we got to get him back on because I know that was about to be good. Let me, I don't know if he knows we lost him. Hold on one second. But continuing in that vein, the fact that it's really not being boastful or bragging. You're bragging, like I said, on God. You're bragging on His goodness. And I mean, we all have something that we can brag on God about. Like I said, and I try to make it something that's plain and that people can relate to about even like the baskets. Your baskets, just because 10,000 people make baskets, they don't make them like you do them. I can think of this one lady, Kimberly. She puts baskets together for different things. And I don't know, it's just something about her baskets. And I don't know if it's just because you can feel the love that she puts in them or what, but her baskets are always so special. And, and people will be like, oh, can you make me a basket for this? Can you make me a basket for that? And she doesn't even do it like as a business. She's just, and maybe that's what it is. It's more, it is a love thing. And so, I think even when you're in your business, when you're an entrepreneur, when you're called to do something, maybe that's what's happening. Maybe we're forgetting to add the love piece to it. Maybe it just becomes, we're concentrating on that bottom line and we're just thinking about the income and we forget about the impact that what we're doing could have on somebody's life. We forget that we're doing this to make somebody's life better, to make sure that they are covered, make sure they are encouraged, make sure that they realize that there's options. Maybe God is revealing something today. Maybe that's what's happening. We forget to add that love piece to it. And, because somebody that's who just loves to cook, they don't do it maybe for business, but they cook and they get in the kitchen and they make those cakes. I can think of this young lady named Vaughn. She makes an amazing pound cake. I can put a pound cake together, but it will not be like Fawn's cake, and that's okay. My cake is not supposed to be like hers. That is a gift and anointing that she has. And so, I just want to encourage everybody that no matter what you do, no matter what your gift is, it is important. It's important to your family. It's important for you because guess what? I'm trying to figure out how. Okay, I'm gonna use this analogy. Y'all know I like these, but okay, so stick with me. It's just like if you have to use the bathroom, okay? And say you have been about 2 weeks and you have not used the bathroom. What happens? You start feeling bad, you start getting headaches, your face could break out, all kinds of things can happen because you're holding in all those toxins, all those things that need to be released from your body, everything that has been processed through your intestine, and now it's just sitting there. And you start having aches and pains, but when you go to the bathroom and you release it, ooh, you feel much better, right? So I know that's a crazy analogy, but I know it's something we all do. I know it's something we all can relate to. So it's the same thing with your gift, with your purpose. You have to let it flow. And when you let it flow, you even start feeling better. You start feeling lighter. You start being more creative and you think, I got this one idea, da da da. But the more you start flowing in it, the more creative you become, the more ideas you will have, the more you'll be like, okay, it started right here. I made the pound cakes for the church. But now it's like, oh, well, you know what? I'm gonna make pound cakes and I'm gonna take them to the homeless. I'm gonna make pound cakes and I'm gonna ask this business if I can put them in their shop maybe and just sell my pound cakes on Wednesdays. I mean, it really is, there are options, and I say all the time, even if it's something you want to do, like even being a radio show host, if it's something you're like, I do not want to do this every week. I mean, I would love to do it, but I don't want to do it every week. I just don't have the time. I don't really know, what it's about. I say do like JT and some of the others do. Come on the show once a month. Find a platform that will allow you to do that and be like, okay, I want to just do it once a month, get my feet wet, figure out what I'm going to do. And I promise you, once you start doing, you'll be like, well, I need to have this person on the show. I need to have this person on the show. I need to talk about that. And it really will start to flow and it will start to grow. But again, if you like I said, as it is in the spirit, it is in the natural. When you have not pooped for 2 or 3 weeks, you get backed up. You get frustrated. You get aches and pains. So you have to go and release that. So it's the same with your gifts. You have to release it in some kind of capacity. And maybe everybody starts somewhere. I think a lot of times when we venture out on things, we think that automatically when we branch out or when we do our Facebook lives or we do our posts that everybody's just going to become a follower. It don't happen like that. Now it does for some people. I can't explain what the difference is, but you have to. Let's see. Brandon said something. I mean, he said you have to have passion behind what you are doing. Exactly, because you can tell when somebody's doing something, sacrifices, risk, and Alan, can you put that up? Because I need glasses. Sacrifices, risk, and task. Exactly. But that passion piece, people can tell. Like, honestly, if I'm in the kitchen and we're having an event, my family will tell you I'm not the one to be in the kitchen. And you can tell I don't really want to be in the kitchen, but I will do my part, But I'll be like, can I wash the dishes? Can I take the trash out? Can I, I'll go get the pan when it's ready to come off the grill. I'll bring it back in and I'll set it up. But I really don't want to do that cooking piece. And so, people can probably tell. I mean, I do it, but yeah. But I'm not passionate about it. But you can see the other people in my family that get in there. I mean, they get everything organized. I mean, in a matter of minutes, this is down on the stove, this is mixed together, this is cut up. They know exactly where things should go and how it should happen. They know that. And it's their passion. It's what they love to do. So I agree with Brandon. You have to have passion in everything that you're doing. And then you do have to count up the cost, just like in the Bible says, you count up the cost. And you have to know that everything is going to take something from you. There's going to be some times you're going to be tired. You're maybe not going to be able to see the impact that you're making, because I think sometimes we don't see it because we're looking, like I said, we're looking for the 1,000 followers to get on there and say, yeah, girl, da da da. But it doesn't happen like that. If there's one, two, three people that you are affecting, if there's one, two, three people that you're encouraging, if there's one, two, three people that you're shining a light on the path that they should go, then you made a difference. And trust and believe that those one, two, three people, they're gonna keep it going. And I think I may have said this one time on the show. Um, Alan, can you put that last comment up? But I may have said it on the show before. Um, that and it's not boasting and bragging. Trust me, I'm nobody. But I helped this lady with like some bread and some milk and stuff for her family. And it was so and I think God brought it to my attention that one day she was bringing home some groceries and she had like 3 gallons of milk and she had like bread and 2 things of eggs. And I was just like, oh, I was like, you saving up your prayer. And she's like, no, I'm taking this to my neighbor because they're elderly, they can't get to the store. I'm taking this to this young lady who just had a baby. And so, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is wonderful. At one point in time, she needed bread and eggs, but now she's able and she knows the effect that it had when somebody else blessed her. That even though her bank account ain't, on 10,000, but she knew the sacrifice was enough. It was worth making that sacrifice to help somebody else, to make sure that they can keep on going, to make sure that they realize that God is thinking about them, right? I mean, yeah, I know I'll cry in a minute, so I ain't gonna get started. But I was trying to read that last comment. It says yes, but it also depends on the consistency. And so and Brandon, elaborate on that. What depends on the consistency? As you mean, as far as your reach and people following you and people thinking that you're real, is that what you mean? Because you're right about that too. I mean, like this show, I mean, I could come on and I could do the show once a month, or I could be like, well, Alan, can you run about 3 reruns this month? And people will start seeing the same shows and same stuff. They're not going to continue to come because, oh, I already saw the show 3 times. Can we get something new? Can we talk about something different? Because there's so much happening in the world, there's so much to talk about. So, can we do something different? So, yeah, you have to be consistent. You have to know that it takes work. I mean, but we always make these analogies too, that we get up whether we're sick, whatever, and we go to our job, and at the end of the week, yes, we get a paycheck, but we don't care about how people treat us. We don't care about if our coworkers don't like us. We don't care if we ain't been promoted in 10 years. We're still going to go because at least in the end we know that we're getting a check. But so it's the same thing in whatever your passion is, whatever God has called you to do. Okay, maybe I don't see it now, but at the end of this, there's going to be a result. Somebody's life is going to be changed. Somebody's going to be impacted. Somebody's going to be encouraged. Somebody's going to want to just run on and see what the end's going to be. Somebody's going to want to not give up. Somebody's going to want to go back and get their journal out and look again at the plan that they have for their lives. Somebody's going to want to go back and be like, okay, even though the first time I tried to open a business, it didn't work, they're going to go back to that blueprint and say, these are the things that worked. These are the things that didn't. What do I need to tweak? What kind of help do I need to ask for? Because it's also important to build a team around you. It's important to have support because guess what? as as much as it might be a God-given idea, there are going to be times when you get tired. There are going to be times when you get sick. There are going to be times when you have to take care of family and you can't be right there. But you want to build a team around you who has the same vision. So you can't build a team where everybody has their own ideas and everybody wants to take it this way and that way. No, anybody who connects with making connections with Aly has to be on the path of encouraging somebody, of bringing resources to the table, to be able to tell somebody, okay, this is what you do. These are some steps you can take. This is how, I don't know how to do the LLC stuff, but I know people who do. So I can give you their contact information. I can connect the people to you that you need. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be on the same, on the same path. So make sure when you're building your team, and it don't have to be family, don't have to be your best friend. If they don't see the vision, then just let them support you on the sideline. Let them clap for you. Let them be your prayer partner or something like that. Maybe they don't need to be your business partner, but they can be your prayer partner, right? They're your best friend. They want you to do well, so at least they can send up some prayers for you. And so just like and I don't have all that in front of me because I was expecting JT to do some stuff, but just like Brandon, really, he's always in the community. I mean, child, if you want to know how to get something done, or if you want to be a part of something, because I've talked to a lot of people too, and they're like, I don't really know what my passion is or what I want to do, but I know I want to help people. I say start off by connecting with somebody like Brandon Chuck Brown, connect with somebody like James Thompson who are doing things. And I guarantee as you get out there with them, the Kia Canadas, all the people that are doing amazing things, then, again, that's when your creativity starts. That's when your creativity can flow because now you're not stopped up. You're not holding all this in. You can start releasing. And, I'm telling you, it's just amazing. Talk to people, ask them how they did it, get you a coach. Hey, get you a coach, whatever you need to be able to make your passion um, uh, work and flow. I promise you, it will take some work. It will be some hard days. It will be some days you want to give up. It will be some days you want to put your Christianity on shelf and cuss some people out. Trust me, I know. But if you just stay focused and if you just stay consistent, like Brandon said, even through the hard parts, even through when nobody is supporting you, when nobody shows up, if you just stay consistent because you know this is what you're supposed to do, it will happen. Things will change, and you'll start seeing two or three people coming to your page, two or three people sharing your posts, two or three people, having comments. I trust me. Hey, JT.
What you're saying is the truth. I mean, you look at it. I don't even look at likes and views because the one thing that I know, once it's in the atmosphere, everybody sees it. Whether they react to it, whether they press the button, or any of that, you know as soon as you press that button, it's automatically in the atmosphere. And pressing the button on what I call prime, prime being a very descriptive word. We all are in some kind of a prime in our life. It doesn't, some of us recognize it and realize it for what it is, and others discover it. Prime season, prime time, prime, it describes what you have going on. So your prime movements, making connections. Are you in your prime? Do you feel like you're in your prime? Being in your prime is defined as a rhythm that cannot be explained, meaning that you have discovered and you are discovering your purpose, and you're able to navigate and move and being able to inspire and impact people all at the same time. So your focus is laser focus, meaning that no longer are you looking at, wow, how many people spoke to me today, or how many people recognize or acknowledge me, and you automatically look at it like, I know that I impacted someone. I know somebody needed that inspiration, or to hear that word, or that devotion, or that prayer. And it's the difference. Being the difference and the prime purpose in your life. Those two things go hand in hand. And as you discovering your purpose, or as you are walking in it, you are still in your prime, being in prime season, meaning God's timing. It's nothing like it. And so, even if you're outside of that, or you feel like you haven't hit your season yet, little do you know, it's already being willed and it's destined, and you're walking through that role in your life. So, if you get discouraged, just what I'm saying, just take a deep breath and be like, you know what, I got this. I got this. I
Mhm.
control the narrative. I'm still writing the pen to my story, and you're taking and reclaiming your life back. Meaning, when you feel like you may be lost, you're not truly lost. It's a time to rediscover yourself. What is special? What are your strong? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? And
Mm.
you bring all of those things together, and you re-energize, you refresh yourself. It's just like when you turn the computer off, or you say you want to refresh it, or it's on standby. When you turn it back on, it's feeling anew. It's refreshed. Look at life like that. When you don't feel like you're executing like you should, or that your life has the meaning that you're looking forward to have, just remember You are in your prime season. It's just a matter of you believing it, embracing it, and walking fully in it.
That's it. I mean, because I want to ask you about your book. How long has that book been a part of you? How long have you been saying, "I'm gonna write this down. I'm gonna write about this"? How long?
It's what I just described, meaning I definitely was inspired when I think about Euless Grant and May's son. It was my mom and my grandmother inspired that, and I know that, and I didn't discover it until later on in life. My grandma being, the foundation of teaching me about tender love and care, and my mom's teaching me survival and the creativity of writing and being able to create through your vision, being able to speak it out into the world. And so that combination right there, it's only right for me to entitle it like you won't find it anywhere else. So the beauty of Euless Grand and May's son is no matter where you type it at, no matter when you type it in, it's gonna always come up by itself because it's nothing else out there titled the same thing. And that was done on
Hmm.
purpose. It was done on purpose because I wanted it to stand on its own. And true to form is standing on its own. And it means something when I see it. It means something when people tell me, what their favorite, the poem is in the book, the story, the inspiration of it. Those things resonate. That's bigger to me than a million sales. Because if one person come back and say, I was touched by what you created, what you spirited and birthed out of your soul, that's it. That's the process. So I gave you enough in what I call volume 1 to give you hold you until volume 2, which is I don't even say that there's going to be a volume 2. You just know when you get to the end of it, oh wow, I can't. What's next? You know what I'm saying? Because every poem in that book has a meaning, and it builds until you get to that last one. And when you get to it, it's like, oh, okay, I get it. Now I gotta find out, is there another one? Because you've embraced what you have, but at the same time, it leaves you craving for more. And that was the vision of when you do something, you want it to be so complete that it's always going to be a yearning for the next project you do, the next live that you do, the next show that you do. I think in life, when you fully walking in your purpose, you don't even have to overdo it. You can just naturally be yourself, and people are
Right.
going they're going to gravitate to you because you're not trying to overdo it. You're not trying to be something that you're not. You are just being yourself, and then what God gifted you to be, and that within itself, your presence brings people to you, to your circle, to what you have going on. And they're also inspired off of what you're doing. And so all those things poured into that creativity of the book. I say that book was created in a 3-day, 3-night session. And I say that
Oh wow.
because um, I got in the creative zone, and my creative zone I manifested means that I basically I was in the creative zone. I fasted, I prayed, I wrote, and it was over a 36-hour period that
Hmm.
Euless Grand and May's son came together, and that's the beautiful part. Because I can tell that story. I went through that, and my wife can verify. She said, "When do you sleep?" Like she sees the process that nobody else gets to see, but I can tell you that
Right.
it's real, and that's why I have such sense of pride about this project now being out because I know the zone that I was in and what it took to put it together.
Mm. And we talk about so much, and I'll be like, "What?" I want to take notes, but I be wanting to listen. But it's like the thing you said about being original, and that will happen. Like there are times where, and I think sometimes people sit down, they're like, "I want to write a book." Everybody's got a book out. I can write a book, but I think you're overthinking, you're overanalyzing, what's going to happen. I'm pretty sure, or let me ask you, in those 36 hours, was your concentration and focus on completing the book, or was your focus on, ooh, I need to sell 15 of these every 2 weeks to make such and such? You know what I'm saying? Where was your focus?
It was this: God used my vessel to create what would be pleasing in your eyes. And if it meant it was 10 pages, 20 pages, or the 36 that I got to, I'll know that it was all of you that spoke through me.
Mhm.
And the focus, when you're focused on what you already know, what is faith based, it no longer becomes about material things because you understand that if it's will to be, if it's destined to be, then it will come. And so my focus was, God, just use my vessel as again, would be pleasing in your eye, and whatever creative energy that it is, let me put it in the paper. And like I said, I was in a rhythm, and it was just writing and writing and writing and writing like never before. I mean, I had all these thoughts and things in my mind, but it never in that 36-hour period it was magic. And it's when you know the goodness of God, you know what God has done for your life, when you have the amen and hallelujah moments, whether it's the good and the bad and the ugly, God still show up and show out. And so when you go through that period, you still in awe, you still amazed by the process.
Right.
It's still humbling, because the one thing that does not happen is I'm so grounded in being humble that it won't allow me to, truly um, ever overdo it, because I know that this was a process, but this process was meant. It didn't at that time. I wasn't thinking about who had a book out, how many people had a book out, this and the other. It was all about being original and being unique and making it to where even if you tried to copy it, you couldn't copy it because it's so original. It's just it's all of them. So when I see it, I know what inspired it, and I know the energy it took to go through it. And so, when somebody says or they tell me what their favorite title is, I can recall what I was thinking when I was writing that piece. I can tell them, and I tell them it's four poems in the book that are now singles that are on digital platforms, based in the birth off of what I wrote in the book. And strategically, there's a story behind all of them. So it's amazing. I couldn't think about, oh man, I'm gonna make millions of dollars. I'm gonna do this, do that. When you truly are doing something that you have a passion for and that you've been blessed with a skill set, money is the last thing you're thinking about, because you understand that those things come in the season that it's supposed to come. And if you're doing it and for the reasoning that it was set in your spirit to do it, then money and fame and all of that stuff is a side factor. It's like, give me the glory of the creator. Let me hear God, job well done, or it's so pleasing. That feeling to know that what you've done is pleasing in God's eyes, and you walking in your purpose, and you feel your season, and you have a testimony, Allie, that only you can speak, and you know it to be true. And so when you speak upon it, people are blown away, because it's God speaking through me. I'm telling you the story of what God can do in a snap of a finger. He can turn your life around. He can change. You can think that everything is rolling bad, but in a moment's notice, it's like boom, your life could be something else. People don't realize that
Hey,
sometimes it happens to where people are so blown away that they don't even realize all that was God. None of that had to do with man. It was that you were destined to be put in that position, and how you gonna handle it. Now is, how do you handle the things that you prayed about? What I mean, you said you was gonna do this, and this. So now that I've blessed you with all of that, now let's see. Action behind prayer. Action behind the steps that you take. That is the key. Being in your prime, and the action you put behind stuff that you pray about is very, very important, because when you put action behind it, You will amaze yourself in just all the things that God opens up, and you see all before you.
Mm. He said if you put action behind it. Now you done convicted 15 people because we've been praying and we've been asking the Lord to, make a way. We've been asking the Lord to open the door. We've been asking the Lord to give us an idea. And now he done gave it to us and we like, you want me to do it? I don't want to do that though. I don't want to do it like that. And he
You
be
know how
like,
it
now
goes.
you didn't ask me like that. You just asked me to give you an idea. This is your idea, so run with it. Do the research. I'm gonna be there with you. I'm still gonna help you. I gave it to you, and I gave it to you for a reason because I know you can handle it. I know even if you don't know how to do it right now, that you will do the research and you will find out. I know that you will keep at it until it happens.
All about being outside of your comfort zone. Think about it. If we in
Mm,
our comfort zone, how can you discover what you really need to discover about yourself? It's when we are in our most
yep.
uncomfortable that we are in our most creative zone because we're not comfortable. And so we're trying to figure it out. And in trying to figure it out, you become locked into a focus that isn't your everyday, but it's for that moment. And it's for you to discover what it is that God is trying to show you. What God's, He's trying to tell you something. You know the song. God trying to tell you something. It's real. And so when He does, you will have a hearing ear, for only you can hear what God is trying to speak upon your life and trying to speak to your life. And when you hear it and then you apply what God is giving you, oh my God, the manifestation and the joy and the things that come out of that, it'll put you on another level because you'll know, man didn't speak that to me. That was glory to God. That was God, and God showed up and showed out.
And that's just how he is. I mean, he is God, right? And I mean, golly, just the actions, like you said, and just like Brandon was saying. But even when you start putting the actions there, you have to be consistent with them. You have to know that there are sacrifices, risk, and there are tasks that need to be done. You have to realize that, and you have to know because I really think a lot of people just be like I said, okay, well I'm gonna start my Facebook page, I'm gonna start my group, and people are just going to flood in there. Well, how would they even get in your group if you don't promote saying that you have a group? If you don't want to promote it, people are not going to come to it. If you don't want to put any content in it, people are not going to come to it. So there are those actions like JT is saying. Just like Brandon, you be consistent with them. And then even when you figure out, okay, maybe this action is not really getting me where I need to go, then you just do another action. You change it up a little bit. You don't um you don't just give up because what works for one person, and I know we have to, reach out to coaches and stuff like that, but what worked for them may not work for you. But you take out you it's what they always say in church: eat the meat and spit out the bones.
That's it.
Whatever works for you, eat the meat that you can eat. If you're not at that level where you can chew, when you need applesauce, eat the applesauce. Work that thing. Let that applesauce sustain you. Let that applesauce be the thing that gives you the nourishment that you need. Don't compare yourself to somebody else, but trust and believe, as I keep saying, as it is in the natural, in the spiritual, it is in the natural. Just like every child starts with the baby food and on the soft things, then they start eating bread, and then they start eating chicken before mac and cheese, maybe. Then they start eating chicken. There is a progression. So stay with it, stay consistent, stay in the flow of the progression, and know and trust and believe. And like JT has said, pray and speak life over all situations, and believe that the manifestation is to come.
Yeah, that's big facts. If we speak negativity, then how can you expect anything positive to come? It's like you speaking life upon the things that you want. And if it's not just where you want it to be, then continue to speak it and embrace it. I embrace the struggle and I embrace the obstacles because it strengthens me to be able to handle the situation no matter what it is. So I don't run from it. I don't fear it, and I've never been afraid to lose, because until you don't get the lesson out of the loss, that's when it's truly a loss. You get the lesson out of it and you turn it into your blessing. And those things happen more than what we even realize in this life, and it's okay, because it's not about how many times you knock down. It's how many times you get up and you ready to go at it. That strength within itself is a move within itself, and you'll see you be able to move mountains and valleys and things of that nature just because your mustard seed faith. And I know it's like, oh man, we talking about God and doing this. It's real. I'ma scream it, I'ma yell it, I'ma say it until the end of time, because God, it did not have to be. My life did not have to be what it is. I did not have to be here talking on this platform, having the opportunity to do that. The purpose was seen, and the meaning was there, and God seemed fit for it to happen. I take none of that for granted. Life could have been totally different. I could have been of the
Say
voiceless
that.
and not have a voice. You know what I'm saying? Or I could have been not having use of my limbs, or not being able to walk. The Lord gave, seen something different in my life. And it's like, you got a purpose and you have ambition. And you discover the things that I put into your spirit, everything will come full circle. Now that when I look at life, making connections was birthed from you. It was born before you ever knew that you was going to create this platform. It was instilled. It was there, and then you discovered it, and then you brought it to life, and you continue to speak life over it. And then look how many lives you've touched and affected just by having a platform that was designed just for you to be able to work what God gave you. You know what I'm saying? In spirit and in innocence. And what are you going to do? It's the action word. In your prime, what are you going to do? With what you have been blessed with.
Hmm. Now I done told you now. Don't get me started crying on the show, but but it's so true. And what he's speaking is not just for me, but it's for everybody who's listening. God, there is a gift inside of you. There is a talent that you have. There is something, that motivates you. There is an injustice that you've seen that you think you can correct, or you have ideas how it can be corrected. I mean, like I said, it's so many things. Sometimes we get stuck on, well, I need to follow, well, my friends are doing this, so I need to follow that path. But no, whatever is on the inside of you. And I definitely, want to encourage everybody because, like JT is saying, I started discovering a little bit later in life. And I wish I had started earlier. I wish I would have gotten out of my comfort zone. I wish I wouldn't have been so afraid. I wish I wouldn't been so concerned about what other people thought about me or they would say about me. Because and I don't say it as a negative to myself, but I say it as a impact, statement to not sit on it until you get 50 some years old. I think about where I may have been if I would have kept at it, 4 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So I knew I had to keep going. I knew I had to stay consistent because I didn't want to be saying that statement 4 years from now. Well, what if I'd have kept going in 2021? You know? So oh gosh, I'd be wanting to get to the young people and just be like, listen, listen, listen. And even some people my age who are still just sitting on their talents, and they always talking about doing something, and they always have brilliant ideas. And I will say this about my friend Casey. I've been telling her that she's talented and she has gifts and she's a teacher, and I'm like, there's I don't know what God wants you to do, but there's something. And so last week I was at her house, and she had a graduation gathering for her daughter, and she had put together a balloon design, and we were like, "See, you just put that together." And she said she did it in I don't know how long it took her, but I was like, "Girl, if I'd have tried to put that together, it would balloons like." But she put it together, she put the colors together, and she formed it so nicely. And last week she birthed that, and we immediately put it on social media. We found a name for it, and now it has birthed. It not only it was already, like you were saying, JT, sitting there, but now it's been birthed. So now it's in the atmosphere. And she's like, Lord, what if people start calling me? Well, you going to put them balloons together. That's what you gonna do. And you know why you're gonna do it? Because this is so beautiful. And if somebody has it at their event, it's gonna liven up the event. It's gonna be a place where people go to gather and take their pictures. It's gonna be a place where people go and make memories. So you can put them balloons together, girl.
Yep, there's a talent there, and it's like she gotta fully embrace it. Like she right there, she fully embraced it. There's no looking back. There's no
That's
looking
it.
back.
That's it.
I
And we
get it
was there.
though.
Yeah. And we was there. We was telling her, yeah, we got your back. Once you create it, we're gonna share it. We gonna buy. We gonna put some pictures up. You know what I'm saying? And so again, I say, you got to be careful who's around you. You got to make sure that you have a support system. You got to make sure, if it ain't but one or two people, make sure that you can go to those two people and just be like, you're honest. Just be who you are. And that's another thing JT said earlier about being authentic. Be who you are. I can't get on here and I mean, this is just who I am. I'm very laid back. I have a lot of wisdom. I can talk, but I'm not that person that's like, hey, everybody, welcome to Making Good. That's just not me. I come on and be like, hey, everybody, happy Monday. That's who I am. And so that's who I got to be because that other stuff, it'll wear me out. And I'll be like, I ain't doing this no more because it's not who I am. Right,
Yeah,
JT?
right. Authentic, being authentic is unique. I call it unique visions. It is one of the poems in my book. Nothing like your vision. Your vision through your lens is captured by your spirit and your soul. Meaning that if someone else tries to look through that same lens, they can't see what you see because that lens was designed specifically for you. So when you embrace the unique vision, remember it's you and it was designed individually for you to discover it. And when you do, and you have grown and you have shown a sense of growth and much closer in discovering exactly what your purpose is. Quote JT, poet JT, James S. Thompson. In that book, when I wrote Unique Visions, I thought about sometimes you can talk about what you see, but you're painting a picture for the next person because that lens is unique to who we are. And so in writing, in creating, in discovering, we always have the canvas to our vision. And we're telling a story as we're walking through this life to paint the picture to where we can help others understand. But uniquely, our vision is ours, and we're given the skill set to be able to describe and put on paper and
Mm.
put in the atmosphere exactly what our vision is. Uniquely, it
And that's a true statement too. You do have to be able to write it down and make it plain so that the next person can do what? Run with it. And so, I'm just excited. JT, tell everybody how they can get your book, how they can find Poet JT, and you have, what is it, Love 2.0? You got all kinds of stuff.
is.
Tell everybody.
First, I'm going to get my book, Eula's Grand Made Son. You can get it a couple of ways. Amazon.com. You just type in the title or type in government name, James S. Thompson, and it'll pop up and it's there for you. Or you can hit me up on any of the social media at James Sherman Thompson. Inbox me and you can get an autographed copy directly from me. I'll pay the shipping. You know what I'm saying? You cash that $10 to me, and I'll send it to you, and you'll get it within 2 to 3 days, and you'll be able to see for yourself what all the talk is all about. You'll be able to read Unique Vision. You'll be able to read I Win, Freedom Reigns, the greatest of all time. You'll be able to see those and more in my book. As far as Poet JT, you can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, all digital platforms, and you can get I Win, Freedom Reigns, you can get Love 2.0, and King's Kid. Those are the four tracks that are out right now. You can get them. They're available everywhere. Also, the first time I'm ever performing live is I'm
Yeah,
going
I
to
was
be the
getting ready to say.
headliner. Tammy Thomas is headlining Soulful Saturdays, August the 7th. and I'm blessed to be uh, one of the openers for her, along with Sunshine Black Rose, along with Tiffany Sunshine. And we're going to be live at Water Bean Coffee. Um, Doors open at 7, and the event starts at 8:30. First time I'm ever performing any of my poetry live, and I promise you, my set that night is gonna set the stage for the legend. I call it the myth, the legend, the whole 9 yards. Tammy Thomas, who is going to blow the roof off that night when she hits the
Yes.
stage as the headliner. But little old me is going to show up to Water Bean Coffee, and for the time that I'm allotted, trust me and believe me, it is going to be absolutely lit. And you're going to be talking about our show, not Monday at the water cooler, but you're going to be talking about it Sunday at church, because it's going to be that lit. I can't
Come
wait.
on.
The Eventbrite is on all of our pages. If you check my page, James Sherman Thompson on Facebook, the link is there. Get your tickets, because no tickets are sold at the door, and tickets are limited. So you may be sold out before you get it. I will go get it ASAP.
Yes, yes. And Tammy says hello, and she's gonna get she wants an autographed copy of your book soon, and she can't wait for the 7th. Uh, yeah, she said you're gonna set it on fire. And so I can't believe, can y'all believe they had the nerve to have this on the weekend when I really ain't gonna be in town? I was
I
like,
know, right?
Tammy Thomas, JT, Jonathan, and Tiffany, Sunshine Brown. I was like, really? Really,
Yeah.
y'all? Jonathan is the only person that I've met like face to face, like actually met him, but I communicate with the other ones, and I'm like, oh. So I know that that place is going to be, like they said, on fire. And so go to Eventbrite, go look on their pages, find that the link, and get your tickets, because I'm telling you, it's going to be amazing. And Tammy's going to be on the show very soon, and she's going to be talking about a little bit about her book, and it is going to be amazing. I wish I could see Tammy. I wish I could too. But you know what? I say it's okay that I'm gonna miss this one, because that just means that y'all gonna do it again somewhere else where I can come. So that I already know it's gonna happen again, and I'm gonna be there.
Right.
So
Yes.
high five,
Yes.
my people.
Yes, indeed.
I love it. I love
Indeed.
it. So JT, stay with us real quick. Think about your last words of encouragement. I'm gonna do this quick commercial, and we'll be right back. Okay? Stay
Yes.
Thank
tuned,
you for being
everybody.
such a wonderful listening audience, whether you were listening live or on the replay. And don't forget to like our Facebook page, Making Connections with Aly and Shay, so that you can get notified every time we go live. Do you have a burning message to share with the audience? Contact Alicia Johnson at info@aliciajohnson.com. That's info at ALYSSIAJOHNSON.com with your topic idea and your message to be booked on the show. And if you're an inspirational speaker or a motivator or simply seeking a platform to share your message, contact Miss Alicia Johnson at info@aliciajohnson.com. That's info at ALYSSIAJOHNSON.com to be considered for 30 to 60 minutes of weekly airtime right here on the Making Connections Network. Again, contact Alicia Johnson at info@aliciajohnson.com. That's info at ALYSSIAJOHNSON.com to be considered for 30 to 60 minutes of weekly airtime, your own radio show right here on the Making Connections Network.
Hey, hey, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm so excited about everything that everyone has going on. I mean, I tell you, I don't begrudge anybody. I'm excited. I'm excited about what Tammy's got going on, what JT's got going on, what Brandon Chuck Brown has going on. It's all amazing things. And so I want you to make sure that you get in the flow too, whatever it is. If you need some help, if you need some encouragement, if you need some to know the steps to take, we are here for you. Reach out to us if you have questions. Even if we don't know the answers, we know some people, so we can show you the way to somebody who can help you. Because I really do want you to be encouraged. I don't want you. It's like the analogy I had before, and I'm just gonna say it again. When you haven't done your business poop for 2 or 3 weeks, you feel bad, you start breaking out, and it's just not a good feeling. Your stomach hurts, but when you release it, you feel better, you feel lighter, you feel happier, and you can go on. So we want you to be able to run on and see what the end is going to be, because whatever it is, you have the victory. So James, any last comments? And again, tell them the date of the show and how to get their tickets and the book.
Again, check our pages on James. Go to James Sherman Thompson on Facebook. The Eventbrite link is on there for August 7th. Soulful Saturdays, headlined by Tammy Thomas at Waterbean Coffee, #3, Uptown Charlotte, North Tryon. We just play everything. All the logistics is there. Come out. It's going to be an epic show. I want to leave you with this. Your attitude defines your altitude, meaning that you still control the narrative. No matter the obstacles or the challenge, know that you were built with the skill set to be able to overcome. Take a moment. We all get overwhelmed. We all get to a place where we're frustrated and we're trying to figure it out. In those
Hmm.
moments, taking a deep breath or understanding that you still have control and you don't have to let it take the rest of your day or take the rest of what is left of that day. You
Right.
can refresh and restart, meaning that you don't have to be overtaken by something that didn't go right. Just because it didn't go right didn't mean that you won't have another shot at it. Or maybe it happened for a reason. And for whatever that reasoning is, you have the tool set to reset and refresh. Remember that, y'all.
You have the ability to reset and refresh. We're talking about prime season. This is part one. What are you going to do with your prime? What are you going to do? What steps are you going to take to get to your next level? And sometimes it does take, even in the Bible, it talks about 30, 60, 100. But I guarantee before you get to 60, you got to get to 35, 40, 45, 50. So what's the next step? Because only when you keep moving towards it will you accomplish it. If you just sit, it's not going to happen. I'm sorry. I wish it would too. Trust me. But it's some actions we got to do, right? We got to be consistent, like Brandon said. There's some stuff we got to do, but you can do it. We have faith in you. Me, Tammy, and James. We said it today. You can do it. So listen, we are making connections with Aly. We're here every Monday at 2 p.m. and every Saturday at 12 noon. Make sure you go to our Facebook page, like the page, turn on your notifications so you know when we'll go live. Continue to like and share this video so somebody else can be encouraged, okay? Because that's what we're here for. Just to let people know that there are options. We have options, and that we still can control the narrative. With God, us and God, we're the majority. We always win. So take your rightful place, okay? JT, as always, it is a pleasure. I enjoyed you. I enjoy your wisdom. I enjoy everything that you share. It's so it's so needed. And so I thank you.
Appreciate you, Allie.
And Tammy says, great advice. All right. Well, you guys, until the next time, James is here every fourth Monday. Every fourth Monday. He's with us, bringing us inspiration, motivation, giving us a word of knowledge, just telling us something good, something that's good for us, something we can chew on, right? And so make sure you mark your calendars. He's here every fourth Monday. Catch them August 7th. If you're anywhere near the Charlotte area, catch that show, okay? Thank you, Tammy. We appreciate you. And so, as always, until next time, we're leaving you with love, positivity, and good vibes. Have a good day, everybody.